We almost drive our gas-powered cars either on our way to work, for a long-distance trip, or to get miscellaneous things done throughout the day. Most people usually don't fully realize how much emissions they are adding to the environment over time. Credible Scientist has an article titled Effects of Car Pollutants on the Environment, which indicate that car pollutants cause immediate and long-term effects on the environment. Car exhaust emit a wide range of gases and solid matter, causing global warming, acid rain, and harming the environment and human health. Today I will explain why regular gas-fueled cars must be abolished and why electric cars need to emerge. The cost of an electric car may leave a dent in the wallet for some, but don't worry, I'll make clear to you all why electric cars are well worth the money. Majority of society drives gas-powered cars, and they're silenced to the short-term and long-term damages of the CO2 being released and how it impacts the environment negatively. The It Still Run website has an article titled The Cons of Gas-Powered Cars, which indicate that one of the biggest drawbacks to using gasoline-powered cars is the amount of pollution introduced into the atmosphere. Every year, the United States alone is responsible for 1.7 billion tons of CO2 released into the atmosphere from the tailpipes of gas-powered cars, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. CO2 is one of the greenhouse gases that can have a devastating effect on the environment by contributing to melting ice caps, rising oceans, and warmer climates. A further negative factor to using gasoline as the main method to power cars is the source of fuel. Also from the It Still Runs website, it cites that according to EPA estimates, more than 57% of oil Americans use come from foreign sources. The majority of these foreign sources are found in the Middle East, and they are members of the OPEC, which is oil producing and export countries, an organization that can manipulate the cost of oil to leave economies susceptible to major recessions based on sudden fluctuations of oil prices. Now you get why driving gas-powered cars are bad for the environment and for society. But how can we fix the problems of these horrible elements? By purchasing an electric car, you will be helping the environment and the society significantly. They're essentially great vehicles because they don't emit any greenhouse gases, and they completely run on cleaner electric power, decreasing the harm to the environment. While gas cars produce emissions directly, electric cars produce, if any, emissions from third-party sources such as coal plants, and can be emitted through wind and solar energy production. In the article EV Pros, they reveal nearly all credible researchers believe that electric cars, even in coal-dependent regions, have a smaller environmental impact than conventional vehicles. In regions with a strong grid mix of renewables such as hydro, wind, and solar, or for electric cars with home solar, the emissions benefits are dramatic. You can expect some analysts to argue the opposite, but it's incontestable that EVs don't have a tailpipe and therefore provide a benefit to improving air quality for you, your family, and your community. Through the simplicity of an electric car and how it runs, it's cheaper to fuel and maintain over time. The website plugincars.com states that in most parts of the world, electricity is ubiquitous and cheap with a big cost advantage over petroleum. Given the considerable efficiency of electric cars compared to internal combustion models, the cost per mile to fuel an EV is approximately 1/3 to 1/4 the cost of gasoline. And because electric cars don't have exhaust systems and don't need oil changes, maintenance costs are reduced. To maintain an electric car, just rotate your tires and keep them properly inflated. Though I presented a resolution to driving gas-powered cars, let me stop and mark a few things some may feel concerned about. There are a few people who want to know about switching over to an electric vehicle. People often worry that the power of an electric car is like a golf cart and that they will be the slowest ones in traffic. Also, some may wonder what the noise of an electric car will be like compared to a gas car. From the website plugincars.com, it mentions that it only takes one ride in a battery-powered car to understand the improved ride quality of an EV compared to a vehicle using a petroleum-powered internal combustion engine. An electric car is very quiet and very smooth. It makes most regular gas cars seem clunky and outdated. What surprises people more is the high torque offered by EVs, which is basically high power. Just step on the accelerator and power is delivered immediately to the wheels, providing an exhilarating driving experience compared to a gas car, which must gear up to reach maximum power. Some may worry that the range of an electric car will generally be reduced compared to their gas car, and that the time to refuel will be much greater than the time to refuel a gas vehicle. While it's true the range of the electric car is around 250 miles compared to gas-powered cars, which range between 300 to 400 miles, the average American drives around 100 miles a day, going to work, running errands, or just getting miscellaneous things done throughout the day. Also, with the rise of fast charging stations on highways, the worry about running out of electricity on a road trip, is on the decline. Recharging an electric car has never been easier in the modern world as it's ever been. With the rise of fast charging stations that can refuel an electric car in minutes compared to hours. Also, with the home charging stations, most people will rarely have to visit fast charging stations when they can charge their car for hours overnight and wake up the next morning with the full battery. Hopefully, I diminished any doubts you might have about driving an electric vehicle. So let's examine my points. I have told you the negative effects gas-powered cars does to the environment and how electric cars is an effective solution to save the environment. I've also tried to settle any concerns some may have about driving electric cars. So, come with me and let's ride together into the silent and exhilarating future ahead of us. Thank you.